Sydney McLaughlin has broken the world record for the fifth time, showcasing her incredible talent. Words like unreal, brilliant, and incredible are often used to describe this American champion as she heads to Paris. Unlike others, McLaughlin doesn't set lofty goals. She simply proves herself time and time again. When asked what she's most looking forward to, she said it's the experience and having the world come together at the Olympics. But that doesn't mean she's taking it easy on her competitors. She's motivated by the idea that there's always more that can be achieved, and knowing her, there's a lot more she can do. Even she acknowledges that there's no such thing as a perfect race, always seeking areas for improvement. These expectations set the stage for what fans hope to see in Paris, a new world record. Crossing the finish line, McLaughlin often feels a weight lifted off her shoulders. Unsurprisingly, along with three-time world champion Grant Holloway, she was named the captain of Team USA Track and Field for the 2024 Paris Olympics. The track and field events recently commenced at the Stade de France, the country's largest stadium, and McLaughlin will compete in the women's 400-meter hurdles in her quest to defend her Olympic title. After missing the indoor season this Olympic year due to an injury, McLaughlin put on a dominant display in the outdoor season, maintaining an unbeaten streak and setting a new world record in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 50.65 seconds at the U.S. Olympic trials. Her stunning performance at the trials qualified her for her third consecutive Olympic Games. In a post-race interview, she spoke about lowering her world record and breaking the 50-second barrier, saying, "I would love to dip under 50 at some point. I don't know if that's this year, next year, or whenever, but it's about always chipping away and seeing what's possible." As she prepares to defend her title, McLaughlin faces tough competition from Dutch athlete Femke Bol, who has been in top form during the outdoor season with a personal best of 50.85 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles. Just a few weeks ago, it seemed no one could prevent McLaughlin from winning gold in Paris, but Bol's recent performances suggest it might not be an easy victory. Bol, who had previously run 51.45 seconds in London in 2023, shattered her personal best on July 14th at a meet in Switzerland with a time of 50.95 seconds. With that, she joined McLaughlin as one of only two women to run sub-51 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles. Although Bol was already the second fastest woman in history before her new personal best, a win over McLaughlin would be one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history. The last time McLaughlin and Bol faced each other was at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, where McLaughlin won gold with a world record, and Bol took home the bronze. Despite Bol's progress, many still believe it will be McLaughlin who triumphs this time. Her potential gold medal is just one of many projected for Team USA, which is favored to win the most gold medals. Even Bol acknowledges McLaughlin greatness, calling her racing inspirational and motivational, and noting how she raises the bar. With track and field currently taking center stage at the 2024 Paris Olympics, McLaughlin and Noah Lyles are each on the verge of becoming the new faces of track and field. Being the face of a sport means being the athlete most associated with it, often the best or most successful in that field. For example, Patrick Mahomes is often thought of in the NFL, LeBron James in the NBA, Novak Djokovic in men's tennis, Max Verstappen in Formula One, and of course, Simone Biles in gymnastics. In track and field, several athletes stand out, such as Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Shericka Jackson, and American Sha'Carri Richardson. While some may argue Richardson is the current face, no one has fully taken the mantle since Usain Bolt retired in 2017. Before Bolt, athletes like Michael Johnson, Carl Lewis, Florence Griffith Joyner, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Wilma Rudolph, and Jesse Owens were the faces of track and field. With McLaughlin Lavrone's dominance in the 400-meter hurdles over the past few years, she is well on her way to claiming that title. No female or male hurdler has ruled the event like McLaughlin Lavrone since Edwin Moses in the late 1970s to late 1980s. Moses, a two-time Olympic gold medalist in the 400-meter hurdles, won 122 consecutive races in the event between 1977 and 1987 and set the world record 4 different times. McLaughlin Lavrone surpassed him when she set a new world record in her specialty event for the 5th time last June. Simply put, McLaughlin Lavrone is on the path to becoming one of the greatest in the sport. Beyond her achievements on the track, McLaughlin Lavrone is also highly marketable, with brand endorsement deals with New Balance, Tag Heuer, Gatorade, Neutrogena, and more likely to follow after the Paris Olympics. Overall, she is one of the many Team USA favorites expected to bring home gold medals from their respective events. Sydney McLaughlin Lavrone's journey from her dominant high school performances at Union Catholic to setting the world record for the 5th time last June is a testament to her endless potential. As she heads into this legacy-building summer, the question has always been, how many chances will she have to add to her medal tally? She plans to defend her 2 gold medals from Tokyo, where she won gold in the women's 400-meter hurdles and the women's 4-hour 400-meter relay. The Team USA star is expected to compete in both events shortly and is a favorite to return to the top of the podium. The women's 400-meter hurdles competition at the Paris Olympics will begin with 6 heats in the first round. The top 3 athletes in each heat will move on to the semi-finals, with those who do not qualify having a chance to compete in a repechage round. In the semi-finals, the top 2 in each of the 3 heats, along with the 2 fastest athletes not already qualified, will advance to the final. It's expected that McLaughlin Lavrone will be among those on the starting line in the final.
Women's 400 hurdles final, Sydney McLaughlin right in the middle. There she is.
A perfect lane draw for Sydney because we know that she is going to get out hard and her chief competitors are in front of her.
In the female world of hurdling and sprinting, Sydney is not only a big shot, but she is known globally for her incredible performance at the Tokyo Olympics. The American-born track and field star has been making significant waves in the world of sprinting, but her 2021 victory became the icing on the cake.
It's going to be Sydney's time again, and it's a world record again. She's the world's fastest 400-meter hurdler and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Sydney has not only taken the world by storm with her impressive speed on the track, but also brought her country more glory and placed her on the global stage. However, Sydney's life is not without ups and downs, as she has had to overcome many obstacles to get where she is. But these challenges seem unending, as she is said to be currently facing a situation. So what could be happening to the American star, and how could it impact her performance in the Olympics? You don't want to miss out.
With the Tokyo Olympics 1 week away, we are joined by an athlete to watch, but don't blink or you'll miss her. 21-year-old Sydney McLaughlin is being hailed as the future of track and field.
Sydney's first wins, the unbeatable Sydney McLaughlin has been the face of American female track and field sports, and she is arguably the best there is. However, it is not surprising when you look at her history and family background. Coming from a family of athletic parents who both have their background in sports, she needed this necessary exposure to set the stage for her future success. From a young age, Sydney showed great promise in track and field. She attended Union Catholic High School, where she quickly made a name for herself.
Another New Jersey native is bringing home the gold from the Summer Olympics. Union Catholic High School alum Sydney McLaughlin placed first in the 400-meter hurdles setting a new world record of 51.46 seconds.
At just 16, Sydney qualified for the 2016 Rio Olympics, becoming one of the youngest athletes to make the U.S. Olympic team in track and field since 1972.
A New Jersey teenager is headed to Rio, and once Sydney McLaughlin runs at the Olympics, she'll be on record as the youngest U.S. track and field Olympian since 1972.
Although she didn't win a medal in Rio, her participation was remarkable for someone so young, and this is where it all began for Sydney. Sydney's specialty is the 400-meter hurdles, a demanding race requiring speed and precision. In 2018, she broke the world junior record in this event, running it in just 52.75 seconds. This record was a clear sign that she was destined for greatness. However, her big breakthrough came in 2021 at the Tokyo Olympics. Sydney won the gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles and set a new world record with a time of 51.46 seconds.
A new world record for American runner Sydney McLaughlin. She took gold in the women's 400-meter hurdles with a time of 51.46 seconds.
This stunning performance made headlines around the world, but she didn't stop there. She also helped the U.S. women's 4x400-meter relay team win gold, solidifying her track and field superstar status. One exciting aspect of Sydney's career is her decision to turn professional while still in college. She signed up with New Balance in 2018, which allowed her to compete at the highest levels and receive professional support while continuing her education.
At 18 years old, Sydney McLaughlin has already been an Olympian, part of a world record medley relay, and she set the NCAA record this spring in the 400-meter hurdles, 52.75 seconds, in only her third run at it as a collegian.
And it didn't take long before she started breaking old records, setting new ones, and even making them harder to beat. In 2022, Sydney continued her record-breaking streak. At the USA Track and Field Championships, she set another world record in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 51.41 seconds. Later that year, at the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, she broke her world record again, running the 400-meter hurdles in 50.68 seconds.
Watch the clock. 51.46 is the world record. Sydney McLaughlin, is she close? 51.40. She has done it.
This performance was one of the greatest in track and field history. However, like the typical life of every other athlete, Sydney's life has not always been rosy. She has had her fair share of life's challenges, even in the track and field world. Some days are rough for Sydney McLaughlin. Like all athletes, Sydney has faced tough training sessions and the risk of injuries.
Sydney McLaughlin will not be running at the World Championships this year. As shared on her Instagram story, Sydney cited a knee injury as the reason she's missing the World Championships this summer, and I think this is just really bad news for the sprinting world.
Intense training can lead to physical strain, and maintaining peak conditions requires much effort and careful management. Any injury, no matter how small, can be a setback. Sydney has had to work through these physical challenges while focusing on her goals. She acknowledged the physical demands of her sport in an interview when she said training is tough. There are days when her body feels exhausted and injuries are always risky, but those tough days make the victories even sweeter, and she has learned to listen to her body and take care of it. One of Sydney's most significant challenges has been competing against Dalilah Muhammad, another top American hurdler. Dalilah is an Olympic and world champion, and their rivalry pushed Sydney to her limits.
One as an Olympic gold medalist, another a world record holder, and one as an NCAA champion and Olympics newbie. Dalilah Muhammad, Sydney McLaughlin and Anna Cockrell all will compete for a gold medal when the women's 400-meter hurdles final is held Wednesday at Olympic Stadium.
In 2019, Sydney won the silver medal at the World Championships, finishing just behind Dalilah. She claimed to be very sad after the championships, as she could not beat Dalilah at her game. She said competing against Dalilah has been a massive motivator because she pushes her to improve. And every race against Dalilah is a challenge, but also an opportunity to grow and improve. That's not all. You may not know these big stars are under intense pressure to perform their best every time. However, Sydney is one person who has often spoken about the pressure she feels to perform at her best. In an interview, she said she thinks the biggest challenge for her has been managing the expectations. There's always pressure to perform, especially when you have a record to uphold.
U.S. track star Sydney McLaughlin broke her own world record at the 400-meter hurdles.
It can be overwhelming, but she tries to focus on what she can control and take it one race at a time. Unfortunately, also for Sydney, she has faced moments where her mental health felt threatened due to stress and the overwhelming nature of her job. But Sydney says she understands the importance of mental health. According to her, mental health is just as important as physical health. Competing at this level takes a toll on one's mind. However, she has learned to prioritize her mental well-being by taking breaks when needed and surrounding herself with supportive people. The overwhelming ordeal. Undoubtedly, Sydney had quite a season before she cut her season short to focus on her recovery. In an Instagram story, Sydney announced that she would not compete at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary. She said she was sad to share that she would withdraw from the tournament after consulting with her doctors and coaches. The star admitted she needed to take care of a minor knee issue before the Olympics. You would know that Sydney will have fun at the Olympics by checking her incredible performance at the Diamond League in Paris, where she finished with a 49.71 in her first race. But not even an entire month later, Sydney McLaughlin set a world lead of 48.74 in the event while competing at the USATF Championships in Eugene, Oregon.
It's going to be quick. The world record holder is here. Look out, world. Sydney's back.
While Sydney has not appeared on track since then, fans can expect to see her out and about soon as she tries to qualify for her third consecutive Olympic Games. The 24-year-old is excited to get her Paris 2024 Olympic season in gear as she looks to reproduce her magical moment from Tokyo 2020 when she lowered her world record to 50.68 seconds. In a recent interview with NBC News, she said she wants to be better than she was in Tokyo to improve herself. And even though she doesn't know what event she'll possibly be doing, she wants to represent Team USA very well.
Sydney McLaughlin has once again broken the 400 meters hurdles world record. After winning the gold medal for finishing her race at 50.68 seconds at the World Athletics Championships on Saturday.
Many people believe that even though Sydney's absence at the World Championships is felt, her legacy continues to inspire. Her triumphs at the 2021 Tokyo Games solidified her status as a track superstar, clinching gold in the 400-meter hurdles and breaking the world record. In a recent conversation, she has even shed light on her rigorous preparations for the Paris Olympics, where she aims to surpass her previous triumphs and etch her name in the annals of sporting history once again. Injury, whether debilitating or not, notwithstanding it, she's going to light up the City of Light. That's a given. If there is another thing that has given Sydney serious concerns and makes her feel it might deter her success, it is her health. Many people might not know that the American star has been struggling with asthmatic attacks at a young age. Sydney has had asthma since she was young, and managing it has always been a part of her athletic routine.
You know, there's two ways to look at it. It could either be a gift from God in some way, shape, or form, or you could view it as the end of the world. And I think for me, it was a gift to kind of just reset and to focus on things that maybe I wasn't paying attention to, which was my health, my nutrition, my recovery things.
She talked about an embarrassing incident during a high school championship meet that has plagued her till today. She experienced a severe asthma attack that nearly derailed her race and posed a serious health risk. She narrated that it was a big event with many eyes on her, including scouts, coaches, and media. The pressure to perform was intense. As the race began, Sydney felt confident, but she struggled to breathe halfway through. Her chest tightened, and she felt the familiar but frightening signs of an asthma attack. Asthma attacks can be terrifying because they can escalate quickly, so Sydney felt her airway constricting and panic set in. The fear of being unable to breathe correctly, combined with the pressure of the race, was overwhelming. She knew she had to make a quick decision: stop and get help, or push through and risk her health. Like the typical Sydney we know, she decided to push through despite the fear and discomfort. She slowed, but kept going, focusing on her breathing techniques to manage the attack. Every step was a struggle, but her determination to finish the race was more substantial than her fear.
New York and New Jersey well represented in the 400-meter hurdles. USA's Sydney McLaughlin from New Jersey winning the gold, setting a new world record.
As soon as she crossed the finish line, Sydney collapsed and was immediately attended to by medical personnel. She was given her inhaler and oxygen, which helped stabilize her condition. However, the incident left Sydney shaken. The fear of another attack loomed over her future races, making every competition a potential trigger. She had to learn to manage her asthma more carefully, incorporating stricter routines and precautions into her training. Following this terrifying experience, Sydney and her coaches worked closely to ensure she had a solid plan for managing her asthma during races. This included regular monitoring, using preventive medication, and always having her inhaler on hand. In the end, Sydney admitted that the incident also taught her the importance of listening to her body and not pushing beyond her limits when her health was at risk. Do you see this as a potential risk for her, especially in the upcoming Olympics? What do you think about Sydney's chance to win a medal at the Olympics? Could any strange occurrence deter her? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video on your screen. You will enjoy it.